Imagine you are sitting quietly on your sofa, perhaps lost in a book or the glow of a screen, when your cat approaches with a slow, deliberate grace. They hop up beside you, their eyes soft and blinking, and for a moment, the world feels perfectly still. Then you feel it, the rough, sandpaper texture of their tongue against your hand or your cheek. One lick, maybe two, executed with a strange, methodical intensity. You smile, ready to lean into this rare moment of affection, but before you can even reach out to return the gesture, they are gone. They jump down and walk away with a flick of their tail, leaving you sitting in the sudden silence of an empty room. You're left with a faint dampness on your skin and a lingering sense of confusion. Was it a mistake? Did you do something to offend them? We often dismiss this as just another cat quirk, a fleeting whim of an unpredictable mind. But as you watch them disappear around the corner, you can't help but feel that there was a weight to that interaction that you didn't quite catch. There is a hidden psychological narrative unfolding in that brief, wet contact, a narrative that reaches back to the very origins of feline survival and social bonding. You believe you were just sharing a fleeting second of attention, but in the secret world of feline communication, that lick followed by a sudden exit is actually a sophisticated emotional signal. It is a bridge built between two vastly different species, a message sent from their world to yours that most owners completely misinterpret. Something deeper is happening in that encounter, a silent dialogue that is about to be revealed. And the real reason your cat licks you and then walks away immediately isn't a sign of boredom or rejection. It is a profound, almost startling confession of their internal world. And once you understand what is being said, you will never look at that sandpaper tongue the same way again. It begins with the fundamental mystery of social anchoring, a biological ritual that defines the feline sense of belonging. To understand why your cat walks away after licking you, we have to look at the concept of the allogrooming cycle. In the wild, grooming isn't just about cleanliness, it is a way of creating a group scent, a shared identity that marks every member of the pride as safe. When your cat licks you, they are essentially performing a high-level administrative task for the soul. They are marking you with their scent, affirming that you are a part of their family. But here is the surprising part. Once the scent is successfully transferred, the task is complete. In their mind, the bond has been reaffirmed, the contract has been signed, and they are now free to go about their business. They walk away not because they are bored of you, but because they are so confident in your relationship that they don't feel the need to linger. The lick was the message, the exit is the proof that the message was received. But that is only part of the story, because that brief lick is also a masterclass in sensory boundary management. A cat's tongue is a powerful tool, covered in hundreds of tiny hooks called papillae that stimulate the nerves in a way we can barely imagine. When they lick you, they are experiencing an intense rush of sensory data, tasting the salt on your skin, feeling the texture of your warmth, and smelling your unique chemical signature. For a creature as finely tuned as a cat, this can quickly become a state of arousal overload. What many people don't realize is that walking away is actually a sign of emotional maturity. They are stepping away before the intensity of the moment turns into overstimulation. They are choosing to leave while the interaction is still positive, protecting the peace of the bond rather than risking a nip or a scratch. It is a sign that they trust you enough to be vulnerable, but respect themselves enough to know when they've had enough. What many people don't realize is that this behavior is also a manifestation of the scent map. A cat's world is built almost entirely on olfactory markers. When they lick you, they are effectively cleaning the slate. You've been out in the world, carrying the smells of the office, the grocery store, or other people. To a cat, these outside scents are like static on a radio. They blur the clear signal of home. By licking you and then walking away, they are resetting your frequency. They are replacing the chaos of the outside world with the familiar comfort of their own scent. Once they've fixed you, they go off to find a sunny spot to rest, satisfied that their territory is once again in order. They aren't leaving you. They are leaving you perfected. But the real reason might be found in the emotional check-in, a psychological pulse take that cats perform to gauge the temperature of the home. You might notice that these licks often happen when you are particularly busy, stressed, or even just deeply distracted. In the feline world, a lick is a way to say, "I see you and we are okay." It is a grounding technique. By walking away immediately after, they are providing you with what psychologists might call secure attachment. They are showing you that they don't need to cling to you to feel safe. They are independent and they know you are too. It is the ultimate compliment, an acknowledgement of your presence that doesn't demand anything in return. They are giving you a tiny piece of their heart and then giving you the space to keep it. And sometimes it goes even deeper into the concept of predatory parallels. Cats are hardwired to be efficient. In their ancestral history, every movement and every interaction had to be purposeful. A hunt is a focused burst of energy followed by a long period of rest. Grooming too follows this rhythm. When they lick you, they are in a mode of high focus. Once that mode is finished, their brain flips a switch back into energy conservation mode. Here's the surprising part. That sudden walk away is actually a sign of how deeply they've integrated you into their biological rhythm. They don't feel the need for small talk. They have completed a vital social duty, and now they are returning to the shadows to recharge. It is a beautiful rhythmic display of a life lived with total intentionality. What many owners fail to notice is the silent farewell that happens in the seconds after the lick. As they walk away, they often give a small flick of their tail or a quick glance back. This is their way of ensuring that the world is still spinning as it should. But the real reason this can feel so heartbreaking for us is that we are looking for a human-style goodbye. A hug, a lingering look, or a word. A cat's goodbye is the absence of a goodbye. It is the quiet confidence that they will see you again in 5 minutes or 5 hours, and nothing will have changed. Their exit isn't a goodbye at all. It's a to be continued. As you begin to piece together these psychological triggers, the rejection you felt starts to dissolve into a sense of profound belonging. You realize that you aren't just a spectator in your cat's life. You are the anchor point they return to for their most important rituals. The shift from "my cat is being moody" to "my cat is affirming our pack bond" is a quiet but powerful transformation. You start to see that sandpaper lick as a signature on a document of trust. You realize that they aren't walking away from you. They are walking out into the world with your scent on their tongue and their scent on your skin. They are taking you with them. This realization brings a new kind of emotional buildup to the way you look at your pet. You find yourself sitting on that sofa again, and when they approach, you don't feel a sense of apprehension. You feel a sense of honor. You understand that the briefness of the touch is what makes it so valuable. It is a moment of pure, undistilled connection that doesn't need to be stretched out to be real. You realize that your cat has given you a rare gift, a love that is so secure it doesn't need to be needy. They are teaching you how to be present, how to give fully, and how to let go without fear. Reflecting on everything we've discussed, it becomes clear that the lick and leave is a masterpiece of feline diplomacy. It is a way of saying, "I love you," while simultaneously saying, "I trust you to be okay without me for a while." We spend so much of our lives clinging to things, afraid that if we let go, they will disappear. But a cat lives in a world of permanence. Reframe the original behavior in your mind. The next time your cat licks you and walks away, don't feel a sense of loss. Feel a sense of pride. You have reached a level of intimacy where your presence is a given, a constant, a North Star in their universe. The ending is a quiet realization. The lick was never about the grooming, it was about the we. It was a tiny, wet proclamation that you and they are one pride, one family, one scent. You are the guardian of their safety, and they are the guardian of your soul. It is a calm, powerful realization that changes the very air of your home. You aren't just an owner, you are a partner in a bond that transcends words. As you go about your day, perhaps you'll find yourself moving with a little more of that feline confidence. You'll look at the spot where they licked you, and you'll feel a sense of profound gratitude. You realize that the real reason they walk away is because they have left you better than they found you. They have reminded you who you are, and they have reminded you that you are loved. And in that shared silence, often as the world continues its frantic pace outside, you realize that the most beautiful sign of affection is the one that sets you free. It is a soft, steady reminder that love doesn't always have to be a long conversation. Sometimes it is found in a single, rough touch, a damp patch on a hand, and the quiet, steady rhythm of paws walking away into the distance. By learning why they leave, you've given your cat a home where their independence is finally truly honored. And in that realization, you find a sense of connection that is as deep as it is ancient. You are finally speaking their language. And in that language, walking away is just another way of saying that you are already home.